Welcome back into our AT&T Fan Connection, everyone's favorite time of the week, including our very own Jordan. Welcome in, Jordan.
Thank you very much.
Hello, JR.
Hello. We put out a graphic on Instagram asking people for their MLS questions, and we have a bunch of them. So
That
shall
was
we
probably a bad
dive
idea.
in?
All right.
Let's talk about the Revs. Chris via Instagram says, will the Revs right the ship? I don't think they're far off despite the mood of the supporters towards
No.
the coach in the front office.
No.
Give us context on the mood there.
What do I think the mood is there? Not
the
great,
coach.
Bob.
Not great, Bob.
So are they saying that they think that it's Caleb Porter's fault, or is that what's going on?
I just read the questions. I don't DM these people and say, could you please tell me more about your question?
I'm asking the class.
I think these things all permeate from the top. Is permeate the right word to use there? I don't know. It all trickles down from the top. And when the ownership isn't doing a good job, and then, for the long time, they had a terrible GM there. It's just all these things then trickle down. And, is it Caleb Porter's fault? I don't know. Is the roster good enough? Is the environment good enough? Is the training environment good enough? They're playing on turf in an empty stadium. Like, there's all these things, but it starts at the top always. So until the top is changed, or the top changes the way they view it, then I think nothing changes.
Sorry for consistency. I'm going to correct you. It isn't an empty stadium. They are inside the concourse at the heating zones.
Warming themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wait till the schedule change.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Let's move across to the other side of the country. Callan via Instagram said, is it time for people to start taking San Diego FC seriously?
Yes.
Here's San Diego FC this is why. And I was talking to someone recently about this. They have a playbook from Nordsjælland, which is their sister club. It's same people who started and own Nordsjælland, own SDFC. They said, here's the playbook. Here's the type of players. Here's the profiles we want. Here's the way we're going to play. Go. And when you have clarity in that early on, the Sounders had that early on, and that's why they were successful. And a few other teams early on have had that. Then it's going to start well. Does it sustain? That is the question. We're going to see, how long. And once people figure out that playbook and what they do, they will start adjusting to them. And then in the second half of the season, when you play them a second time, a third time, you'll go, oh, okay. Or do they play 3 times now? A second time, you play them a second time. The Western Conference teams for sure will have ways of combating that. And then we'll see if they're able to change a little bit and can they divert from that a little to be successful still.
Okay, this one is from Braden, also via Instagram. If you could force one U.S. national team player to be traded to a specific club, who would it be and what club would it be?
What a good question.
Force a trade?
Like force a player to go to one club.
Oh,
basically.
Yeah, but someone from the U.S. men's national team.
There's an obvious one. I don't even want to go there. Well, I'm just going to say it then. Gio.
Oh, you stole
anywhere.
Mine. You stole mine.
No, I'll say this honestly. Gio to somewhere where there's a manager who is going to take a vested interest in helping him become not only a better player, but like a proper professional and like really change the course of his career. That's what I would say. Because we've talked about it a million times, but if he's playing and playing well, the whole dynamic changes and the team's a lot better. I stole yours, huh?
You stole mine.
What about Matt Turner?
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm thinking, because it's a hypothetical question, I'm thinking Tyler Adams back to New York to win them a title. That's what I'm thinking.
But he's playing at a high level at Bournemouth.
That wasn't the question.
Oh, all right. Oh, you just want them to win a title. Okay, fine. All right, I'm going to say Matt Turner to New York to win them a title.
Well, you get 2?
Do whatever I want. It's my show, bud.
Which New York team?
Red Bull. They never won a title, by the way.
No, that's what I was saying. I know this isn't a question, but it should be. Are we going to talk about Houston nicking points off your Galaxy, or are we leaving that for another time?
Nah, I mean, I don't.
Just what it is this year?
We talk about what people care about, so we'll let that go.
Okay, last one from Tommy via Instagram. What is stopping MLS right now from becoming the best league in the world?
Wow. That's a
Jeez.
that's a docu-series. Wait, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. No, but what's
What is stopping MLS right now? I think time. I
Mhm.
think time. We'll get into this when we do more on the business side of soccer at some point, but it needs more time still. One of the biggest problems, though, in MLS is all of these rules and
Yeah.
mechanisms for getting players, which at one point were absolutely necessary to ensure the survival of the league, are now archaic and completely holding the league back.
Mhm.
Completely holding the league back. There's too many rules and ways. I mean, the De Bruyne thing's a perfect example. Inter Miami has his discovery rights. What if they have no intention of signing him? Now
Mhm.
they're just holding an amazing player who could come into the league hostage, right? And this happens all the time. We don't want to sign him, but we have his rights. So hey, Colorado or San Jose, or you're not signing him either. And it just kills the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so if those all wiped away in 3 or 5 years, decent chance it's a top 5 league in the world, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's a laundry list of things that gets MLS to in that conversation. Obviously, calendar change is probably happening, but yeah, to your point, Landon, there was a lot of necessary mechanisms in place to ensure the survival of the league. That being said, you can't get into the conversation of being the best league in the world if those mechanisms are still in place, right?
Right.
So, yeah, when that changes, then I think absolutely, like you said, Landon. Then at that point, it wouldn't take very long. Yeah, you're talking under in and around 5 years to get the players through the door to make it arguably one of the top leagues.
Yeah, that's right. Because players do want to be here.
Sure.
Like they want to play here. You have to allow them to. And right now, there's not enough of those top players that can get into the league because of all these rules.
I mean, just imagine for a second, right? And I know it's sort of pie in the sky, but it's also not, because think about how many really good players, top players in and around their prime, maybe back into their prime, went to Saudi Arabia. I'm not suggesting that it be completely that wide open. I'm not. I'm simply saying, when you close your eyes and and allow your mind to think about like those players playing for Charlotte or Minnesota or Houston or New York or wherever, right? Like that's exciting as heck. And then and it's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
It is. They're willing to spend the money. The owners are.
Totally.
Yeah. Good
Awesome.
question.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, JR.